Xiaohao maybe a bit bored in the early phases of this game, relying on his team to scale better against their lane opponents and just being there, hopefully, to save a play in case Junhao decides to be the best team in the world. But if we can see, the beginnings of something great for ThunderTalk, I feel like that is significant enough for the first split.
Little engage in the mid lane, as it looks like immediately Haru will get taken down. Call the Force God does not connect them to Junhao, but it's 4 members of EDG on the top side of the map, and will force this Wukong to flee.
Difference between these top laners, and it's pretty significant. That kill's gonna help bridge that gap a little bit. Keshi's going in for some damage.
No ultimate available for ZDZ, but he does have his flash. Might have to burn it if enough damage comes through, but Keshi mostly just using this dominance to get priority in that top lane, crash that wave, likely go for a reset after was a pretty successful set of things in the early game. Junhao able to claim the first dragon though, with that ward, going to be able to have full control in terms of at least knowing that Xiaohao is doing this. The question is, will ThunderTalk be able to do anything about it? Doesn't look like it, at least for now.
Karuki's got level 6. Keshi doesn't have his ultimate. I feel like it's just a question of who has more resources to actually be able to fight for this objective, and it very clearly is EDG. So ThunderTalk wisely not going to contest this. I think it is definitely the smarter move to give this one up. As a matter of fact, I mean, they already got the dragon, so it's just a classic trade to the rest of the team. So it's a little bit delayed. I feel like it's a little bit sloppy of a setup, but ThunderTalk are still the ones to start up this dragon now, as EDG definitely don't want to give this up.
Perukia over the wall. Remember, Keshi has his teleport. He just went back to base and picked up a black cleaver. Perukia was already forced to pop the ultimate, as ThunderTalk are just biding their time and waiting for somebody else on EDG to pull the trigger instead. Xiaohao does not go in with the EQ, and so ThunderTalk will be able to secure the dragon, albeit it was at 1 HP for a little bit too long. But EDG were at the play first, and they're going to wait to make sure that the Ornn has his TP to join the fight before they start this up.
And there isn't a lot that, ThunderTalk can really do here. They do have some poke tools from the Taliyah and the Varus, but I feel like those spells aren't really in a position where they're able to do a ton of damage and actually threaten these health bars. EDG, though,
go for a fight.
Going to be flanked.
Yeah, going over here with the Hex Gate. Actually,
they left the Herald, guys. You left your Herald.
Herald is still available, and it's going to be secured by Xiaohao, who jumps in with the Cataclysm. It'll cost him his life, and now ThunderTalk can potentially go on the offensive. But it looks like they're only going to take that 1 kill, although it comes at the cost of that major objective going down. Will that happen in 2026? Hasn't happened yet, but still a lot of time left in the season, and of course in this best of 3 series. As this dragon is now spawned, and ThunderTalk wanting to claim themselves that sole point. EDG not going to make that easy though, as they have full positioning around the river.
And you can see just how difficult it is for Keshi to actually join up with the rest of his team. Angel is kind of guarding him away from being able to link up with ThunderTalk. So the only front line they realistically have at this point is Feather with that support item upgrade. I don't really think Junhao can be considered a frontliner just yet with only a Trinity Force in inventory. They've got to be really careful how they approach this fight without the Renekton, because they are very squishy. If Xiaohao lands 1 Flag and Drag, 1 Cataclysm, it could be lights out for some of these members, or a Flash Burn that just turns this fight from somewhat winnable to very dangerous if you take it and end up losing.
Herald popped here by EDG. Get them this crash onto the tier 1 turret, and also positioning around the dragon that they have now started up. Keshi's going to be a little bit late to the fight, but he has a nice flank as the Weaver's Wall comes out and separates Perukia from the rest of the team. Dragon secured here by Xiaohao, and that denies the soul point, and also they get a kill onto Junhao on top of it. Feather getting slowed down as Leave is transcended, but they won't be able to close the gap just yet as Haru also is on the run. It is a 1-0 in favor of EDG plus the Dragon, and now they're looking here for Keshi. Angel going forward, going to land that Emperor's Divide, and ZDZ is on the way as well. Keshi pops the dominance, and it's going to be underneath his tier 1, but he provides a perfect angle for ZDZ to land the searing charge and give Edward Gaming their 3rd kill of the game.
And then to make matters worse, Keshi overextends on sides and gets caught out in the end. More kills going over to EDG than what I thought was necessary to give over.
And the way that EDG positioned that fight as well, knowing that Keshi was going to try to go for a flank, they set up Perukia on the top side of the map, or the top side of the river, and they set ZDZ down towards the bot, making sure that nobody could go in and
I guess technically, what is it, like 7 minutes until, oh, hang on, Perugia.
Catch attention to Perugia, but he headbutts Feather away to make sure there's no proper engage, and now Leave is going to have a big opportunity transcended on the front line, and he'll dash away from the Magnus Storm, which finds nobody. Call the Forge God, not going to connect, but Keshi will fall first, Feather second. EDG able to get a 2-for-0. It's a double kill for Xiaohao, and they'll make their way straight towards the Baron. Gonna reset it though, as Haru and Ryan are gonna provide a ton of poke from the red side behind the pit. And Junhao still is available, has the smite, could go for that 50-50 steal. Perugia getting forced out by Haru, but Leave is still alive. Ryan trying to poke somebody out, but the Baron sure to just go over, with Junhao having no opportunity to get in because of ZDZ. It is 5-1 in favor of Edward Gaming. They have a 4,000 gold lead, and they pick up the purple buff for the next 3 minutes.
Yeah, and I feel like ThunderTalk, wrong place, wrong time to be going for that engage when Leave has all of the tools necessary to pop off frontline, and they get slammed down immediately as we go back to live cam. And Feather just goes down to Angel. More gold over to the Azir, and these win conditions, Grapes.
A lot of the composition, a lot of this game has revolved around Edward Gaming's star mid laner on the Azir. And all the team will come towards him to take down this tier 2 turret and continue to add to the gold lead.
I feel like this is a game we needed to see from Angel. This is a game we needed to see from Leave, even though it has definitely been more quiet in the kill department as far as LPL standards go, Grapes. Their positioning has been really good. I think their team play has been good. Because now we see a team fight started up here. Feather.
As you say it, Chain of Corruption does land onto Angel. The Call of Forge God does not connect. Junhao is going to find a knockup onto Leave, but the Uno reverse card right back will send Junhao to the grave. Keshi is running away in a 1v4, will get taken down by the Yunara, and it's another 2 kills going over to Edward Gaming.
I mean, congratulations to ThunderTalk. You found your way onto the backline, but you're completely alone. Junhao knocks up Leaf. He says, where's my team? Your team is struggling to get this Ornn below half HP. All the EDG members except Angel are healthy, and Angel teleports right back to the wave. EDG are swiftly closing out this game, or putting it in its end stages. In TT, they're attempting to try and stop the bleeding, but it just keeps getting worse. The dagger keeps getting plunged deeper, Grapes.
It has just been an absolute annihilation for Edward Gaming. 25 minutes in, they break open the base, albeit not an inhibitor, of ThunderTalk, and are up almost 9,000 gold with the second dragon spawning.
With this Azir, I think that Leave, you know, isn't being too overly aggressive on the Yunara, is actually conserving that flash for when he most desperately needs it. Level 6, but EDG have given them no opportunities. They have not slipped up. They have not burned things unnecessarily, and they have not overchased. And those issues have been prevalent in the first 2 games of the series. Is Perugia.
He gets chunked very low. The Unbreakable Will plus that extra item going to keep him alive. Really nicely done by Angel. Using the Emperor's Divide to cancel the crash down, and then goes golden. Into the backline goes Xiaohao, and that is a deleted Talia. Haru is down. Keshi dashes in. Finally is able to get one back on the board for ThunderTalk, but it'll be a 1-for-1 that he did not want to take. That's the ace. That's the game. 27 minutes time. EDG up 1-0.
Convincing win by EDG. We said we needed to see it in this series, Grapes, where these guys not only win, but they look good doing it, and they definitely did here in game number 1. A clean win for Edward Gaming. I've already kind of felt like ZDZ is more of a Zahen guy than most other top laners in the LPL so far. From what limited tape I've seen of him, and from what limited time has the ability to just kind of lock down any of these targets, and these targets are extremely low. I mean, if Junhao gets found, he's just instantly dead. As here it goes.
There they go. Nether Grasp immediately onto Haru. He's tanky with a couple of Ruby Crystals and will be able to flash away. Malefic Vision still ticking down onto him, but ThunderTalk did not lose a member, with Ryan suddenly now becoming the target. Feather is going to flash in onto Perugia. He matches the flash of his own, but in comes the re-engage from Xiaohao. Junhao forced the flash. It is a flash party down in the bottom lane, but it will be won by EDG to start things off. Xiaohao will go down to Ryan to make it a 1-for-1, but Junhao's going to dash forward as well. Haru with the Realm Warp is going to close the distance, but not be able to finish off another target. Overall, just 1 kill apiece, but most importantly, the 80 carries going to win out. Compared to BLG Juniors, who literally have 4 people from their team playing today, or 5, I should say. So good opportunity for Ryan to become that next face of
Good dodge
ThunderTalk
from
Youth.
Perukia.
As we say that, going to throw out the curtain call and take Perukia down with the help of Junhao. So nicely done from Ryan, who now is 2-0 onto the Jin.
Now they got to be careful. Zinzao's in that bush, and Malzahar's also waiting.
Exhaust, though, really nicely timed by Feather. Going to make sure that initial engage does not connect, but in comes Angel to save the day, and Junhao will go down, and EDG even up the kill count.
On that dragon. I like this move from Haru, though, going toward the top side, but ZDZ just not really low enough to the point where you can actually threaten a dive onto him. That wave is not stacked. So now ThunderTalk, giving up that dragon, need to be looking for those grubs.
Please claim some of these grubs because of Junhao's extra threat. You see he's building towards the Profane Hydra, has the Brutalizer, so would pack a punch at this point in the game to basically anybody on EDG's side. So they're going to choose to respect that and give over that top side neutral objective. Overall, EDG have a lead, albeit a small one at that.
The damage bonus for those towers. I mean, you've got a reload champion, you've got very low attack speed. Hold on, there's a 1v1 in the top lane.
Yeah, Public Institution on to ZDZ. He does have the revive, but Keshi's trying his best to make sure it times out before coming in back at the perfect moment and picking up a solo kill. Brilliantly played by the rookie. On to you. That's one of the reasons why this counter does exist. You can match some of the wave clear as well. Dragon up for the taking, and EDG looking to maybe make a play towards Feather, forcing another flash out of the ThunderTalk support. There comes Junhao in with his previous play of talent, but it's immediately matched here by the Pop Blossom and the Crescent Guard. Xiaohao and Perukia.
The damage from the supreme display of talent, and the Qiyana just finds themselves way too deep in the fight and far too squishy to tank up any of that damage, so he immediately goes down. EDG win the fight. They get the pick, and now they're going to get the second dragon of the game, Grapes.
Nicely done by EDG to at least get some stuff in that bottom side. Top side of the map, though, is all ThunderTalk, is all Keshi, who is further here for EDG.
Yeah, Keshi 1 Kenobi, help me, you're my only hope. As speaking
nice buffer
of
by ZDZ, gets away from the Public Execution, but not going to have any stacks just yet for the initial dive. Haru coming in, and he'll get on the board for his first kill of the game.
Yeah, not to mention they also pick up the first turret as well, so that extra little bit of gold going into them. You can see Angel is quickly going to get the second turret of the game, but the bonus gold does not go over to him. And now no Malzahar for this fight means that ThunderTalk are comfortable being on to this Herald.
Should be able to take it down. Yeah, that's just an easy burst from Junhao and TT. Much more in this game.
Claim control of this bot side and being able to fight for these dragons. And speaking of claiming control of the bot side, now they're just looking on to ZDZ again.
Yeah, worked pretty well on the top side. Let's just go to the other side of the map and do it again. There goes all of the damage necessary to allow for Junhao to get on the board, as ZDZ will die for the third time this game.
Yep, Junhao getting his first kill of the game. This top side part of not one, but two turret takes in the last 2 or so minutes, as Junhao do not face check that bush.
We're going to run straight in, and Leaf throws in the Killer Instinct for good measure. That is just all too easy of an engaged tool.
Not postured to have control of this bot side river, and already the dragon is at half HP. Just leave it, guys. It's over. All right, we're learning from our mistakes. Fool me once.
Whew. Keshi barely able to escape. If that will be third dragon secured by EDG, they are now on Ocean Soul Point. They'll also be able to claim that final inner or outer turret of the game in the mid lane.
This will allow them to push up that vision line a little bit more aggressively, which will common discussion we as casters like to have is like, ooh, when is this dragon good? As hang on, Leave is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, gets hit by the Rune Prison, and a nice collapse here from Feather as well. That is a good play, and that is potentially Quack's one of those mistakes that we've had eventual soul fight.
And I like this transition. I mean, they're immediately saying, all right, we got mid lane priority. We know that bot lane is not really our territory right now, so let's carve out some chunks of top lane to get some wards safe from the Malzahar ultimate.
Oh, look at the mid lane. Leave pops the Killer Instinct and forces Ryan to flash away. However, he'll issue the curtain call, try to slow Leave down, but Keshi is going to go way too far. The Public Execution might be his own demise as ZDZ is going to flash in on top of him. Keshi's healing up a lot, though. The Grim Deliverance will eventually take him down, but it buys enough time for Ryan to pop off on the back line. ZDZ's still alive. He'll finally reset as the Zahan has come alive. A triple kill for ZDZ as they'll force Haru and Ryan to run. Cyril does, so be very powerful alongside some of his other players and teammates. Battle lines have been drawn. It'll be ThunderTalk trying to enter through the bottom lane with Dragon being started up. Remember, Ocean Soul would be available here for EDG if they're able to claim it. Junhao jumps over the wall and is hiding out of vision inside of a brush. Could pop a big ultimate if he finds the opportunity, but instead he's going to get targeted here by Xiaohao, who pops the crescent guard and makes the curtain call, not able to do anything. Into the back line goes Keshi. He's nearly able to one-shot Angel, and he eventually is able to do so, but the soul's already claimed by Edward Gaming. Keshi is popping off, trying to take down Perukia, but ZDZ says not today. Takes down his lane counterpart and makes it a 2-for-2 overall.
Torn apart by all of the AoE abilities. Now the Baron is the target. Junhao is going to have to go for a steal.
And so is Harrow. He's on the other side of the map looking to try to close things out, but ZDZ is jumping forward fearless in a 1v2. Lands a knock-up onto Ryan as Harrow dies on the other side. Can be a 1v3. ZDZ, I believe he has another proc of the revive. Supreme Display Talent does not connect, and this Zahen, who was 0-3, is suddenly just a juggernaut here in this late game. He'll be able to escape. They're going to be able to land that final blow onto Junhao as he backed in just the wrong spot. And it'll be Edward Gaming claiming the dragon and winning the fight again.
Perukia going to pop Junhao right then and there as EDG looking to sunset this game.
That is the thing about Zahen. When you have your passive up, doesn't matter how far behind you were put, you're going to become a menace in some of these team fights.
Teleport.
Definitely was so here. Teleport's going to come in. Perukia is going to land a 3-man pop awesome. Not a ton of response though, but the tower still has not been taken down. Ryan goes on a rampage as now ThunderTalk going to find a response. That is the second kill. Already picked up onto ZDZ. And now Xiaohao's too far forward, leaving Angel. Gonna have to do a lot of work. And Leave gets hooked, but he's able to go golden. That's just the perfect opportunity. Going to have Haru looking to lock him down with the Rune Prison, but Leave has been able to do so much already in this fight. He flashes forward, forces the Zhonya's out of the rise, and will still be able to get the kill. Leave is a monster, and it will allow for Angel to finish off the ace.
MVP Ocean Soul, honestly, even though EDG went out on the fight, ThunderTalk still found a perfect angle to punish Perukia's over-aggression, and it felt like the start of that fight was really indecisive from EDG, but they still manage to take it home. Now it's Angel, the only one alive. He should be able to, at the very least, claim this inhibitor. Feather is back up, but I don't think he can stop this being taken by the EDG mid laner. A bit of an oopsie from EDG, but they stay alive, they get the inhibitor, and
we'll see if they can even get into position. As already Keshi is going to be in some trouble. There goes Perukia. It was ZDZ to start the engagement. It's Leave to finish it. He goes up to 9-2-5 with 5 items in his inventory. And now it'll be Edward Gaming with a 4v5 opportunity around this Elder Dragon fight. Here goes a flank from Junhao. Talent though, not going to find anybody, but they do cancel the Nethergrass at the right time. Leave is able to stay alive as ZDZ able to get the first kill. And the Grim Deliverance will be a Grim Deliverance to fate onto ThunderTalk. Haru flashes on out, but it will not matter. A triple kill for the Zahen as Angel's already teleported to the top lane to end this series.
And EDG, after 3 series, we were getting a little bit worried, Graves, but they show us that they came to play. Even if it took a little bit, they are still to be feared here in Group Nirvana. You should not count these guys out as they get their first series of the 2026 season.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.